Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today, we are talking about, were you just trying to get free food and put my job on the line? Doordash driver confronts customer for saying their order never arrived. So with the rise of all of these customers who attempt to get free food and everything else with their refund methods and claiming the driver stole it when in reality they just wanted free food, the drivers sometimes have a desire to confront the customer. And should he have done it? Should he not have done it? I feel like you should just take it up with the company, but I feel like everyone's opinion on this is very different. So with that said, I want to go over everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for gig workers and customers and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. There's been a hack floating around the internet that customers on DoorDash can get free food if they claim their order never arrived or that the order was stolen. I love how the term is hack floating. It's not a hack that's floating. It's a form of fraud that has been flooding throughout the internet. While against DoorDash's terms, this hasn't stopped users from trying it out, and DoorDashers are calling out those who make this fraudulent claim. For example, earlier this month, a DoorDasher in Australia claimed that a customer never received his food, waiting for a day the supposed loss so the Dasher cannot retaliate. I actually made a video talking about that exact scenario. I'll leave that in the description. Feel free to check it out. In response, some Dashers have taken things into their own hands. In August last year, a DoorDash driver confronted a customer who said he got him fired for falsely claiming she never received her order. A similar incident occurred 2 months later. Yeah, and there are a bunch of stories on this subject. It's not one customer does this and it happens every now and then. This happens so frequently. It's become such an issue. We have to develop systems to not take certain customers because we know that they're gonna be that way. Now, another case of customer confrontation has gone viral and sparked discussion on TikTok in a video with over 3.7 million views. TikTok user and DoorDash driver Yungtuci shows himself entering a hospital where a customer works. He proceeds to meet the customer and ask why her order was reported as not delivered. The things you do for content, huh? I'm gonna leave his TikTok as well as his profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. Now, personally, again, I don't think I would have confronted them personally. Do I think that he should have went through the company? Sure, but do I think that this was a good way to do it too? I mean, what was this going to accomplish? Like, let's say he gets him to admit to lying. You do realize DoorDash isn't gonna admit that, right? They're not gonna admit that they did something wrong. That's just who they are. At first, the woman claims to have no idea what the Dasher is referring to. The TikToker explains his perception of the situation, including a coworker's claim that they saw the customer with the food, to which the customer responds that she didn't do anything. You see, that's the point. They're just gonna play dumb the whole time. Like, all customers who are shady, manipulative pieces of garbage, they're gonna stay shady, manipulative pieces of garbage. This is who they are, what they do, that's what they're about. The customer further claims that her account is shared, meaning that someone else could have placed an order and falsely claim it wasn't delivered. Yeah, that's a whole lot of BS. If your account is shared, you know to make sure it's going to the right place. Like, come on. And even still, that's no reason to claim that the order wasn't delivered. In reality, you're just lying straight through your teeth. Eventually, the customer says that they did, in fact, receive an order, though they repeat that they didn't do anything. Not only did you claim for the longest time that you didn't receive an order, but then you somehow magically claim that you did, but you still didn't do anything. Like, how stupid are you as a human being? What kind of scumbag do you have to be? The Dasher continues to confront the customer, noting the false claims put his job at risk. I can't just give you free food and sweep it under the rug, he states. I have a job too. I love how she's trying to make it sound like she did nothing wrong, right? And then she's almost implying to the driver that please don't get me in trouble. You're the one who put our job at risk. A lot of people can get deactivated from crap like that, even if it's just a violation. DoorDash has deactivated people for less. The delivery driver also claims he has 5 kids to feed, but in the text overlay of the video, he states that he does not actually have kids and simply claimed to have them to make her feel bad. Okay, I don't know if I would have done that. I understand why he did it. I don't like the idea of you weaponizing a concept for the sake of guilting somebody. If she was gonna feel guilty, she shouldn't have screwed you over. Like, she didn't feel guilty screwing over a random driver. She's not gonna feel guilty about some kids you don't have. Come on. I think the public humiliation is enough, to be honest. The video ends with the customer again stating that they received their food and they did not claim to have never received the order. Like, we don't get the notification. I love how they continue to assume that we don't get these notifications. We know when you're trying to scam the company. They get dumber every time. These customers are getting dumber every day. In the comment section, many users accuse the customers of the crime alleged by Yungtuci. If she didn't do it on purpose, there's no way she wouldn't just let DoorDash know she got it shared a user. It would take 2 seconds. Okay, but how do you do that on accident? Like, how do you make that mistake? You have to intentionally go through the prompts and explain the situation. There is no accident that could happen from that. She's trying to telepathically tell you not to do this here, and oops, I got caught, all at the same time. Noted a second. You know what? She really is a piece of crap, and she should have gotten the public humiliation. Let's say you got deactivated, right? This isn't gonna help your case reactivating him, because in the eyes of DoorDash, what happened here is that you basically guilted the customer into admitting to their crime. And that's not a good look on DoorDash either. So I know that DoorDash isn't really considering much in terms of their image, because they have a crappy image already and it's irreparable, but that's not a good look. She did it. She just didn't expect you to circle back around, suggested a third. And the silence was embarrassment, as she should have been. She should have. Absolutely. That is absolutely embarrassing. A part of me is happy that he did this, even if he did put his account at risk. There needs to be a level of accountability if the company is not going to hold them accountable. If the company's gonna hold the customer accountable and still blame the driver and not take responsibility for themselves for removing the violation, for reactivating people who were falsely accused, the reality is, has been, and always will be, that we need to take that into our own hands. And I guess this is part of it. I think these people think this is the equivalent to stealing from Walmart or something. DoorDash, UberEats, etc. will fire us if this happens. Detail to further user. Stealing from Walmart is not okay either. But yeah, we will get deactivated if this is a continuous issue by the customers. Hence why we need to take accountability a step further. Because clearly, just doing it on a private level is not enough. Several users complimented Yungtuci on his efforts. DoorDash, you're here. Thank you for doing this. It helps us all, stay a commenter. Good for you. Front her out, echoed another. You know what? It does help the overall issue of people getting deactivated from customers like this. But I am concerned for him and his account. I couldn't care less about the customer. As far as I'm concerned, that customer could take a flying leap. I'm concerned for him, the person. The last thing any of us want is for a driver to get screwed over by a dirty customer, and then it's a continuous issue across the board. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Like I said, for his account, it's endangering. For the overall community, I think it's great that we're exposing these people on a very public level. But here's another question. What is that gonna do? Let's say that one customer never does it again, right? There's still gonna be other customers that pull the same thing, that know that drivers aren't going to be as bold as this driver was. Dashing Trader did this where he's like, why did you not tip your driver to every single customer? And that was not exactly a good look for us drivers. Is this a good look for us drivers? I mean, you're confronting a customer that literally stole food as opposed to not tipping. So it's better, but at the same time, is this great? I'll leave that to your discretion. I feel like this is a very big win for drivers because it exposes a very serious issue on a more public level, but that further presses the issue of potential deactivation. All in all, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I hope that violation got removed because that shouldn't have happened to you to begin with. And your account stays safe because that's what really matters at the end of the day. I couldn't care less what Tootsie Pop here did to you. I care more about your overall account safety. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!